Hello and welcome to another video about Imperator Invictus. Now, as many of you know, Imperator Invictus's latest update will be dropping on the 10th of November, on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. So all of the excitement about that is totally justified. Let's all get excited. Imperator Invictus is updating. Fantastic. I have held off on doing a campaign in Imperator Invictus, purely because I've been trying to wait for this update. I've been sort of bitten by what I like to call the paradox, where you are too excited about the things to come to play what you already have. And I've been sort of feeling that with Imperator Invictus as well. But the time for release is almost upon us, and as such, in this video we're going to be looking at the patch notes and also theorizing which country I'm going to be playing as. And I'm going to be playing it on Thursday evening in the usual Imperator Rome multiplayer slot. On Twitch, I'm going to be playing Imperator Invictus campaign instead. So stick around to the end of the video. We'll have a look at the various nations that we could play as, and I'll put a poll in the description for who we should play as. And I'll let you guys decide. Should be a good idea, right? But anyway, let's look at the patch notes. There are more patch notes than I will go over, but I will just be going over the most important ones. So to start with, we'll do mission trees, right? There are many mission trees that have been added to Imperator Invictus, but the ones that are specifically coming in this update are ones to go independent. If you are a subject, say you are... I was going to say Athens, but that's a terrible idea because Athens already have a mission tree made by Paradox for that. Say if you're a vassal, right? You could be one of the Roman vassals, Carthaginian vassals, whatever. Say you're a vassal. There is now a generic mission tree available to all vassals for going independent with 3 different paths within it. Now, we did go over this independence mission tree in a previous dev diary, so maybe go and have a look at that one if you want to see exactly what that's all about. There's also a mission tree for Kush in the south here. We've got a mission tree for Judea. We've got a mission tree for Scythia, which is, has been split up into Scythia, Aezigia. So it's interesting breakup of Scythia, but it's fine. It's fine. There's also mission trees for the Tamil kings, so Chola, Pandya, and Chera. There are several variations and 3 trees in there. And then if you manage to unite all of India, there is a mission tree for Bharat Varsha as well. On to some map changes. Now, we've gone over some of these in previous dev diaries, but right now, let's have a look at them again. We've got changes to the Fezzan or Libyan area with very many new nations being added in here, which is kind of nice as well. Lake Tritontis has been added to Tunisia in the middle of the Gazantes right here. I was not aware that this lake existed. I guess it's dried up now because I don't think it's there on modern maps. But hey ho, the lake's there, and if you zoom out enough, it doesn't even look like it's there, so it's fine. It's totally fine. The Marib Dam Wonder and its lake have been added, and I don't actually know exactly where this is. Marib Dam, it should be somewhere down here, I think. I probably should have looked this up before I went. I don't know where it is. We can have a look. Marib? Nope, no idea. It's around here somewhere. We talked about it in last week's dev diary, so you'll be able to find it somewhere in Arabia somewhere. I actually don't know where it is. But anyway, in any case, there's more. The map has been expanded around Kush. So we've got Alut, Moya, Boras, and all of the, this line here, I believe, is new. We've gone over this in a previous dev diary, but, it's nice to see that again. The Germanic region has also been changed, with many new nations added, and just filling out the map, there is now an unbroken chain of countries going from Venedia all the way around to the rest of the world. Nowhere is completely separated and split off as it is in vanilla. There is new governorships here as well. It's not, I believe, not just tribes. Oh, it is just tribes. But apparently there's new governorships in the Germanic region set up. I'm not sure exactly what that one means. There's new Sardinian nation set up as well. So Carthage has lost the north, and we now have the likes of Coracenia, Tibulatia, that guy, Celestania, I think that one existed already. But yeah, new nation set up here. That's kind of cool too. There's also a new Scythian nation setup, which we've just looked at. Arabian nations and population has been changed as well. So if you move down to population map mode, there's a lot more pops down here than there were previously. And again, in India, there has been a rework to the culture setup. So instead of, I believe it's Avanti, or I don't know. I'm pretty sure all of this was like the same culture. It was all orange, and like there was a huge amount of, I think it was actually Magadis. Like it was just very much a single culture area that was very, very easy to, if you were playing as, for example, the Mauryans, it was very easy to control. That you weren't really going to be having any rebellion problems because your culture was just so populous. And yeah, that has changed. There's now a new culture setup around there, and also they've removed special characters from province names. So I can't remember exactly which one we're thinking of there, but for example, imagine if Rome, the O had the hang on, I can actually show it. If Rome had this letter, if Rome was spelt like this, that has been removed because it was very difficult for people to find them. This search doesn't find Rome when you spell it wrong like this. So those special characters have been removed because not everybody has them on their keyboard, and using the key setup to get every character, I can't remember what that's called, but it's a terrible idea, and yeah, that's been removed. The AI has been reworked completely based on Glavius's AI rework mod, which is fantastic, making the AI much more capable and much more fun to play against. So that is a fantastic addition to the game. I've really liked Glavius's work, especially on Stellaris. He's done a fantastic job there. So I'm pretty sure even the developers added some of his ideas to the game, or reworked them to add them, something like that. But yeah, Glavius has done a fantastic job. It's good to see his work in Invictus as well. All buildings have now been reworked as well, and the AI is better at building them, thanks to, I guess, Glavius's AI work. And how about we just drop into, say, Macedon just a moment, so we can see some of these buildings and their changes. So the foundry, let's have a look at it. We've got plus base resource production, Freeman, stuff, all of that. The granary has been changed to give food capacity and civ level and a monthly food modifier. Marketplace is giving base trade routes as well as base trade route percentage, which is fantastic. Yeah, lots of different changes to the various buildings here, making them a little bit more balanced, a little bit more historical. Let's actually have a look at my least favorite building. Yep, no, it's still terrible. Never mind. I don't like the aqueduct. I think it's terrible. But anyway, the buildings have been slightly reworked, as have armies. And one of the biggest changes that this mod has, the Invictus mod has, is the addition of the spear unit. And now maybe the starting legion for Macedon should be changed to reflect that. But if we were to go into legions here and say we think, you know, these elite infantry of Macedon are not really what we want, we can instead add the spearmen. So let's add a couple of spearmen to our army here, and we can have a look at them now. They are very weak against archers, but very good against all kinds of cavalry, except horse archers, which they also kind of suck against. They are very much an anti-cavalry unit. They have a negative towards elite infantry, which is the new name for heavy infantry. I'm not sure I completely agree with that decision, but it is what it is. It's a new tactical way to play, especially if you are playing as like the Bosporan Kingdom. Lots of spearmen may be useful if you're going up against the light cavalry hordes of Scythia, but at the same time, horse archers are still going to hurt you, but no more than they hurt. Well, a little bit more, only 5% extra more than they hurt these elite infantry. So yeah, the addition of the spearmen is a huge shake-up to the meta, and I have not explored it enough to see just how viable they are. If they are now the meta, I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see on that one. There is a mechanic for gaining inventions as tribes by sacking, so we can't really test it out very easily just doing it this way, but we'll have to wait and see and have a look at that at some point. Gaining inventions via sacking is a great idea. Definitely the biggest problem when playing as a tribal nation is just the lack of technology, and especially the lack of inventions. It really puts you so far behind the civilized nations after like 50 years. It's very much not as viable in vanilla, but seemingly with this change, maybe that's addressing the balance somewhat, so that yeah, you're still going to be behind because the technology is still going to be difficult to achieve, but you're still going to be able to get those inventions, which are kind of important, not just from a power level kind of way, but also in a flavor kind of way. The invention system was one of the big changes to come to Imperator, and it was awesome. Like, the invention system is legitimately really interesting. It's fun to play with. It gives you a lot of different options and different paths, and really diversifies nations. And then to completely lock out tribal nations from really exploring it is, I think, a bit of a shame. So hopefully this goes some way to addressing that particular issue. The way that you gain military traditions from your pops also is a bit different. So what I mean by that is, say we as Macedon look into our culture and we have some Hebrew pops, and we want to accept the Hebrew population so that we can use a decision to achieve our way into the traditions that the Hebrews have. I think it's like 11 or something like that. Previously, you needed enough Hebrew pops, right, to get those inventions. You couldn't have, say, if we have a look at the culture, I think Hebrew is probably the wrong one to choose, but it's okay. Previously, you needed just enough Hebrews. You could have, say you needed 200. You could have 150 Hebrews, 150 Phoenicians, 150 Nabateans, and I think that's all of that in that culture group. You could have 150 of each of them, and it would not be enough, even though added all those together, you'd have 450, which is clearly much higher than the 200 needed. Now, however, in Invictus, if you have, say 200 is still the number necessary, if you have 200 by adding up any version of this culture group, that is enough. And honestly, that's the way I thought it worked in vanilla when I first played with the system. I was very disappointed that it wasn't. But yeah, that's a fantastic change. Very much appreciated. Love it. Next up, there are going to go back over to India and talk about the new flavor, events, and decisions we've been added to the Tamil kings, and things as well like the Hindu deity system, which I don't think we can see as we're playing as Macedon, but maybe we can swap over to Chola and have a look, see if we can do it. Maybe we need to have an heir, and maybe our ruler needs to die. But anyway, there's the new deity system, which we talked about. I think it was just in last week's dev diary, which is kind of cool. There's also new flavor events to Kush and Nubia, new flavor events and decisions to Scythia, new flavor contents to Judea. There are now way more heritages than there were previously. Apparently up to 50 plus nations now have heritages, which is kind of awesome. So if you have a look at Mr. Orontid here, we have the blood of the Orontids, which can be passed matrilineally or patrilineally, which is awesome. If we have a look at all of the Diadochi as well, they are also able to be passed matrilineally or patrilineally. So we don't have that case of you can only have one bloodline. That is out of the window. It's gone. Which is, personally, I think, actually fantastic. I really hated that system. But yeah, bloodlines are really fun to collect. There are new cultural inventions to Anatolia, Mesopotamia, Arabia, and more, which is awesome to see. By cultural inventions, we're talking, of course, if we maybe swap to Armenia, and we can maybe see if we can find any. I actually don't know what has been added here, but by cultural inventions, I mean things in here that only people who have either accepted your culture or who are your culture are able to make use of. So I'm not actually sure what has been added. It's kind of hard to tell at a glance without knowing what it is. But, you know, there's new stuff in here, which is kind of awesome. Just like the Romans get some unique stuff and the Greeks get some unique stuff now. Now a lot other countries also get it. Very severe winters have been added, which previously never trigger. I remember when these were first added in vanilla, they were pretty painful, especially when I was playing as Armenia, and I think in a multiplayer game. The severe winters were very, very painful, and having the snowstorms as well, but apparently those were maybe removed or reduced in frequency or something along those lines. And Invictus has brought them back in a, let's say, severe way. So yeah, good luck in the northern areas, good luck in the mountainous areas. You may have a struggle in the winter, which is, you know, it's kind of cool. There are new wonder effects for various wonders. Now, I want to check things like, we can't check the Colossus of Rhodes, but we can check the Acropolis of Rhodes. That has unfortunately not changed. Let's have a look at the Pyramids of Giza. That has unfortunately not changed. Also, it's starting at 18 prestige. That's a bit weird, not gonna lie. Hanging Gardens of Babylon has not changed. I kind of wish those had changed, not gonna lie. But there are new wonders that that various unique things have been added to, so keep an eye out for those, I guess. I think there's, I thought there was one around here, but I guess not. There is the Kothon, the Great Kothon, giving these bonuses, and as you can see, like, it's got Great Kothon 4, so that is definitely a unique upgrade. I really hope that the devs will look at these and be like, okay, Palace of the Archaeads can have the Palace of the Archaeads 4 tradition, and it'll be something completely unique. Because right now, if you are Egypt and you want to go and conquer Macedon, which is a very fair thing to do because Egypt is, of course, Macedonian, and there's a lot of Macedonians in Macedon, then you've got the Pyramids of Giza already with subject relation traditions 4. How very generic and boring. And then you go and you conquer the Palace of the Archaeads and you get the right province. Subject relation traditions 4. It's incredibly disappointing, and I really hope the devs will take that on board and change it, because right now it's shit. You know, no two ways about it. It's kind of garbage the way it is now. So please change it. Vanilla made a mistake, and you need to fix it. That's kind of the whole point of Invictus, is it not? Yeah, new wonder, unique effects. I wonder, actually, I wonder if there are new, let's swap back over to Macedon. I wonder, do we see new effects in here as well? I don't think there have been new things added. I do not believe so. But I think it is just for wonders that are, oh, here we go. The Ziggurat of Ur. You can't take it because the Ziggurat of Ur is untakeable. But we can then definitely see what has been added. So, Artemis Tauropolis. Is that the Temple of Artemis in Ephesus? Where's Ephesus again? That's the one in the north. You go away. Oh, apparently that closes both of them. Temple of Artemis in Ephesus. No, that's not changed. Okay, interesting. Weird. All right, let's open that back up then. Let's have a look at the new ones. So we have Artemis Tauropolis. Actually, I think I do know what that is. That's the wonder that is created when you, as the Bosporan Kingdom or one of the like Trisonisus, I think can also do it. They discover a wonder in Scythia, basically, and I believe that is what Artemis Tauropolis is. Probably, possibly, who knows? We've got the Passover ceremony, which I believe is probably for Judea. Maybe it's the Temple on the Rock here. Let's have a look at that. Yep, Passover ceremony right there. Very cool. And apologies, I can't keep both of those screens open at the same time. My bad. We've got the Marabe Dam, which again I couldn't find. We've got the Great Kothon, which we looked at before. The Palace in Knossos. So there should be in Knossos another wonder there, which we do see. That's really, really cool. That gives citizen output, noble output, and loyalty of subject states. That's really huge. That's amazing, actually. We've got the Punic Tomb, which is... Oh, I don't even know. I can't imagine it'd be... Where would that be? Does Carthage have a Punic Tomb? I don't even know. It's somewhere. We also have Abu Simbel, which I guess is somewhere. It seems like an Egyptian thing, so somewhere around here, perhaps. I'm not sure. Could be somewhere in Kush, actually. Actually, is that it there? It is indeed. We have Abu Simbel right there. Very cool. And then finally, there is the Ziggurat of Ur, which gives you almond power, religious tech investment, and monthly food modifier in the province, which is kind of cool. I love these unique things, and I think they need to be added for the 7 Wonders of the Ancient World as well. I will not accept any other options right there, to be honest. New military traditions, and they've been rebalanced which culture gets which traditions, so these are the traditions up here. There are new ones added, and they've been reworked a bit. Iberian traditions, I believe, is brand new. And yeah, things have been reworked on who gets what traditions. So I think these ones are also new up here. That's cool. I'll let you guys explore those for yourselves. And new flags have been added around the world. And now I know that some of the flags up in the north, like that one there, that's new. We've got... I'm pretty sure, didn't Arverni get a new one? No, they didn't. Aduia did, though. Bitterigi did. That's actually a really, really nice flag. I love that one. Yeah, new flags around the world, which is awesome. Can't be complained about. New flags are great. There's also been a balance change. Totally reworked the unit and modifier balance. So light infantry has use now. Heavy infantry has been nerfed, etc. Good rebalancing units, even if maybe that kind of work can always be continued and, you know, redone and, you know, expanded upon in the future. You know, balance is not a one and done kind of thing. There is always going to be more things that can be done. So yeah, lovely. New unit rebalancing is kind of awesome. Missions to become an empire as Rome has been made easier, so you'll be more likely to see the unique flair events and the Roman Civil War, which is kind of cool. Rome is also smarter, better, and scarier. Okie dokie. Primary heirs can now do Anabasis. Now, what this means is, I suppose we could probably do it here. At the moment, our army is being led by this guy here, Philippus Antipatrid. That's our son, I believe. He's not my primary heir, though, is he? Who is my primary heir as Philippus here? Okay. Well, we can't really show it as Egypt then. But basically, Anabasis used to be a thing where only your primary levy, so if I raise the Macedonian levy, it's being led by Cassandras Antipatrid. He can move to the provincial capital of any area, say we move him down to Larissa, and use this button called Anabasis, which is awesome. It increases the loyalty and the loyalty over time. It's fantastic, it's a great thing, and it does cost a bit of political investment. Now it is also going to be able to be achieved by your primary heir as well, which just gives you a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more. I mean, you could put him as your legion's commander, and then the legion will be able to do Anabasis, which it previously couldn't. So Anabasis is a great thing. It's totally underutilized, and I think definitely it's good that it's been expanded. Fantastic stuff. Assaults do 25% more damage. Now, I believe this is to the assaulting army, because assaults are a little bit too easy to do right now. So yes, the assaulting army, so the attackers, are going to take 25% more damage, which is good. It was, like I say, it was just a little bit too easy. 4 missions instead of 3 are going to appear in the mission screen. So that's cool. There's actually a space for 5th, but I don't think too many nations have 5 missions. I imagine that when Paradox made this screen, they envisaged, you know, being able to develop the game for many years and mission trees would be added upon added upon added. And eventually you would have, you know, every nation would probably end up having, like, options up to 5. So it's unfortunate that they didn't get to that point. But yeah, now we've got the ability to have 4 missions. Cool. The levy size modifiers have been removed from heritages, so I can't remember who exactly. I think Bactray used to have it, but now that's been removed, and now they've got, you know, manpower recovery speed, commerce income, and pop assimilation speed in their heritages. I believe previously they had a negative to their levy size, which is a huge problem, right? Because this levy size multiplier also impacts how large your legion is, right? Because your legion is based on the size of your levy. So if this goes down, so does the size of your potential legion, which can be kind of painful. So it's good to see that also be addressed. Definitely removing it from heritage is a good idea. And finally, for multiplayer specifically, you can no longer spy on people through the player map mode. So what this means is previously when you hovered over another player, obviously I can see it for myself, when you hovered over another player, you would get this screen here, this little tooltip, telling you the amount of ships, telling you their stability, telling you their territories, and telling you their pops. It would also tell you their manpower, it would tell you their money, and it would tell you their total levies raised. That was insane. That should clearly not be the case, and they've removed the army size, the gold count, and the manpower amount from that. So, you know, just making multiplayer a little bit more fair, which I don't think anyone can really argue against. Now, that is the tooltips that I'm going to go over. There are more, and I'll link in the... I'll put in the top comment, a pinned comment with the full list of patch notes for you to peruse at your will. But we need to decide now what we are going to be playing as on Thursday. So I've been thinking there are a couple of options that I do find intriguing and interesting and that I maybe want to pursue. The first being maybe the Bosporan Kingdom or Anabasis. That seems like an interesting option. Also maybe one of these down here, the tribes in Libya, though I don't really want to play as a tribe, so if any of these were kingdoms, I'd be much more interested in that. Maybe Tripletania as a feudatory of Carthage, we could try and break free, that could be interesting. But yeah, they're down here as an option, so I could put Libya as an option. We'll see where we go from there. Playing as Rome is always a nice idea, as is playing as Macedon. I'll just put them in anyway. Rome, probably less so. I would like to see this new, bigger, scarier, badder, meaner Rome. So probably not Rome, but Macedon, I do like playing as Macedon. I can't be lying about that. They're pretty cool. And who else was I really interested in playing as? Judea, they've got new missions and new interesting stuff about them. So Judea could be interesting, as could one of these the Arabians down in the south, Saba, Kataba, Hadramut, something like that. Could be very interesting. With the new changes to Arabia, as could Kush and moving into taking all of this area. But I'll put a poll in the description with a list of nations that I think would be interesting to play as. Knossos as well could be a good one with their Palace of Knossos. And I would like you to vote in it, and then on Thursday evening at 8 p.m. British time, I don't know if it's BST or GMT at the moment, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll be playing some of Imperator Invictus, and I invite you to come and join me over on twitch.tv/LordLambert_. But that is it for this video. Imperator Invictus releases on the 10th of November, and you should go play it, because there's been so much added, and so much passion and love has been put into it by the developers, that I definitely think it is worth trying out. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this patch notes breakdown video, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.